Today's the day we're gonna win. We're gonna fight.
There's a football coach, and then there's the football coach at Notre Dame, because nobody does it like Notre Dame.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Adidas, Gatorade, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Sprint, and Xerox. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Bank of America, CBTS, Xfinity from Comcast, Mazda, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
When people say we are ND, when you say we are ND, I hope that everybody in here, when you say that, that means you have incredible pride. Personal pride, team pride, university pride. That pride's gonna be on display today. You're gonna have to play with immense pride and passion for each other. If we truly are ND, let that show tonight. Let that passion out. Every chance you get, let them know we are ND.
Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly firing up his players before ND's dominating 20-3 road upset victory over Michigan State on Saturday. Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. It was 14-3 at halftime, and Coach Kelly was very clear in the locker room about what his team needed to do in the second half.
We got some work to do. We got some work. And I told you this. You take it from them. You don't wait for them to hand you anything. You come out in the second half and you let them know that we're here for 4 quarters. Nobody in this room comes off this field without sticking it to them. Every single down. It's our time. We've waited for this chance. We've worked to get here. Now, do not hold back. Take it from them. It's ours. We're going to take it tonight. And we're going to keep taking it every single night. Let's do this thing. Let's go.
Watching sports on Xfinity from Comcast is like having a front row seat to the biggest moments. With NFL Red Zone, ESPN Goal Line, and the Watch ESPN app, you're right there for all the action. This is the Xfinity Sports Experience. This is awesome. You won't get all this with satellite or UVerse. Sign up for Xfinity TV and Internet, just $79.99 a month for 6 months with the sports entertainment package included for 3 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Dad, listen, we're gonna go broke unless we figure out a way to divvy up the shared data plan fairly. So, whoever's fathered the most children gets the most data.
Let's just do it by hair.
Body hair?
Most dental work.
What? Stop downloading and stop liking everything. It should be by who has the least amount of cartilage in their left knee.
Just want to take a bath.
Say no to sharing. Say yes to Sprint. With truly unlimited data, text, and calling.
Your first move doesn't happen on the field. It happens before your opponent even sees you. It can leave you hanging, steal your spark. Your first move can jeopardize everything you've worked for. Or fuel it. Your first move can set up your success before you've even played the game.
Carb energy to fuel athletes. Gatorade Prime, part of the G Series.
Hey, it's Sandra from accounting.
Peter.
I can see that you're busy, but you were going to help us crunch the numbers for accounts receivable today? I mean, I know that this is important.
Well, both are important.
They are.
Let's get clear.
But this is important too.
The receivables.
Michelin knows it's better for Xerox to help manage their finance processing, so they can focus on keeping the world moving. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
When your chain of supply goes from here to Shanghai, that's logistics. Chips from here, boards from there, track it all through the air, that's logistics. Clearing customs like that, hurry up, no time flat, that's logistics. All new technology, UPS brings to me, that's logistics.
The victory over Michigan State was a total team effort, with the key one of the most dominant defensive performances by a Notre Dame team in recent memory.
Well, I think it starts with their ability to handle the run up front against a great offense in terms of running the football at Michigan State, and they've prided themselves on running the football. Holding them to 50 yards rushing. Le'Veon Bell is, obviously a difficult back to control. We did a great job there. I think he had one run at 15 yards, was his longest run. So when you get that kind of play, it starts up front with our front seven. They did a terrific job.
But it's got to be a team game, but some guys have to shine too. Let's start with Prince Shembo.
Impressive is the word that I would use. Physically dominating at the point of attack, as well as when we got into our nickel situations, came off the edge as an elite pass rusher. It was a great performance and one that he's capable of each and every week.
Never surprised when Manti Te'o plays as well as he did, but certainly when you consider the total picture of the game, what he went through during the week, very impressive.
It's amazing what that young man can do. He's so strong mentally, and then physically he upped his game from the Purdue week. He set a higher standard for his play, and not many people do that. And then he gets hit with obviously devastating news personally, and he's still able to overcome it. We're so fortunate that he's at Notre Dame. I don't know that you get many times as a university to have people that raise the level in your program, and Manti's one of them.
Michigan State had not allowed a sack. You got 4.
Well, again, and we didn't do it with pressure. We had 1 sack and a 3-man rush, and then we were able to get pressure and 4 down. When you're able to do that and drop 7 and 8 into coverage, good things are going to happen. So, again, all the credit. Coach Elston's done a great job with the defensive line this year, and they're really shining.
The only negative on defense for Notre Dame Saturday was the loss of versatile fifth-year safety Jamora Slaughter for the rest of the season with a torn Achilles tendon. Coach Kelly honored Slaughter after the game.
This game ball goes to Jamora Slaughter. I'm giving it to Jamoris. Jamoris suffered an injury today. He will always be part of our family. He will always, whether he's on the field or not, that man right there. You want to talk about respect, you want to talk about a mentor, a great man right there, Jamora Slaughter. Thank you.
Are you a fan of Demoisier?
Demoisier who? Okay, you can't get by on just your looks forever. Okay. You just ordered a premium roast coffee and a savory sausage McMuffin for only $1 each off McDonald's dollar menu at breakfast. So you know you're smart. He has a certain je ne sais quoi, you know?
Ooh, tu pas français.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. The simple joy of being smart.
How do you make summer feel 90 days longer? Get to the Mazda Summer Drive, because you can save big on a 2012 Mazda 3 with no payments for 90 days and 0% APR for 60 months. So get our hottest deal of the summer on the 40 MPG Highway Mazda 3 with SkyActiv technology. 0% APR for 60 months, no payments for 90 days. Only at the Mazda Summer Drive, and only for a limited time.
At Meijer, you'll find fresh foods at refreshingly low prices, which means Janet here doesn't have to employ the usual produce selection techniques. She doesn't do the thump, the squeeze, or the sniff. Nope, Janet has her own way of selecting her fruits and veggies, the grab and go. Because no one offers more farm fresh foods delivered daily at low Meijer prices. Experience the savings, experience the difference. Meijer.
Before the game, Coach Kelly said he believed the winning team Saturday would have to make some big plays on offense. The Irish did just that, starting with their first touchdown.
We were trying to get the ball out on the perimeter. We had a little bit of pressure. Everett left the pocket, and John was on the opposite side of the field, saw Everett pull up and knew immediately he was going for him. He took off for the end zone, made a great one-handed catch, and again, a good throw. But again, that's what Golson can do for you. He's got eyes downfield. He's not going to run first. He's going to look to throw it, and it was nice to see John make a big catch for us.
You work every day in practice on solid execution. The end zone camera of the George Atkinson run on your second scoring drive just showed how well your team executed it and how well it worked.
It was well executed, and we've worked hard on that play. We had shown, obviously a few sprint out passes, and that was the compliment. We really sold the play, got them moving. We got their backers disrupted, and that was the key to the play. Get them moving. Once we did that, as you saw, we had a lot of green grass back on the other side.
You've talked about the importance of your quarterback being able to extend plays. For the second straight week, Everett Golson was able to score inside the red zone, and he really extended this play, as did the offensive line.
We had a pass play on where the back was coming out of the backfield. They had over-rotated to that side. It was actually a smart play, and we had coached them up in the red zone. Listen, worst case scenario down here, if they overplay you, come back out the other end and run the football, and he did. He got into the end zone.
Notre Dame fans, some of them have long frames of reference that extend back decades, and they always say, well, when you got a lead, you got to be able to run the ball and control it. Well, on that critical drive in the fourth quarter where you got that field goal to make it 17 points for your team, you guys ran it 9 times in 12 plays, starting at your own 4-yard line.
It was probably the turning point in the game, or if it's not the turning point, it's probably what put a lot of doubt in Michigan State's mind that they could win this football game, because we ran the football when they knew that we had to run the football. Great play up front. Our tight ends were outstanding. The backs ran hard. I thought the calls in that situation needed to be, we're going to have to exert our will. And we told our guys in the huddle that it's time now for our offense to step up and close this out, and they did a great job.
Notre Dame's 20-3 win boosted the Irish to 11th in this week's AP poll and 15th in the coaches poll, and it was truly a team effort as 55 of the 73 Irish players who made the trip saw action in the first quarter alone. Amazing. Your UND.com final stats reflect Notre Dame's outstanding defensive performance in the game. The Irish D has now allowed just 30 points in the first 3 games of the season, the lowest total after the first 3 games since the championship year of 1988. The winner of the Notre Dame-Michigan State game receives what is known as the Megaphone Trophy. Here's an inside look at how the players reacted when the trophy was delivered to the Notre Dame locker room.
Nobody flew around like the Irish D-boys did today. You guys were Freddy Krueger out there. It was spectacular. And nobody missed tackles. You were on your tackles and you were clubbing rapping. And that was a signature win, baby. A signature win. And tomorrow we're going to watch the tape and we're going to get better. Because that's what we do. We had an expectation of dominance and we dominated. And we're going to take Sunday and get better. That's how we roll. And with the golden ball, with ball disruptions, looked like a pick to me, with an incredible amount of adversity, bleeding every day, his heart and his body and his mind, but sticking with his brothers and pouring it all out, Manti Te'o.
Hey, I'm only going to say a few words. I love you. I love each and every one of you. Let's get D-boys on 2. 1, 2. D-boys!
His Notre Dame teammates rallied around Te'o last week following the deaths of Manti's grandmother and girlfriend. Number 5 honored his lost loved ones with a 12-tackle performance that earned him Walter Camp National Defensive Player of the Week honors. After the game, Manti talked one-on-one with UND.com's Ryan Camden.
It was difficult, but I had the support of my family, my teammates and my girlfriend's family, and so knowing that my girlfriend and my grandma are watching, and they're right beside me, helping me, help my team win. It's definitely something that I really felt out there.
Just talk about the compassion and the unity and the brotherhood that really just exists in the locker room.
I think, it was exhibited today. Everybody, stuck together. We had our ups and our downs during the game, but, when we had our downs, we got closer together, and we came together and really settled down, and we knew that, we had to, in order to beat a good team, we had to do it together as a team.
You just held a top 10 team to 3 points. Talk about the defensive effort you guys pitched out there.
It's great. It's something that, it's a confidence booster for us, but at the same time, we knew, our potential, and, it was great to go out there with my teammates and, come out with a victory like this.
We love seeing you at Bank of America.
But we know you want to be able to bank wherever you are.
Bank of America Mobile Banking lets you bank on your schedule.
Now you can securely deposit checks you get right away with your smartphone camera. Watch this.
It doesn't get more convenient than that. See? Success.
It's amazing. Check balances, pay bills,
and much, much more.
Right here. Bank on your schedule and deposit checks on the go. Download the Bank of America mobile banking app today.
I need to get back to work.
3, 2, 1.
It's hard to call it radio when it's this out of the box.
Listen to that. Man, you know just what to say.
You might be a redneck.
Fox News alert on several dramatic new developments.
Frank Sinatra.
You're a delightful audience.
Let's go to Margaritaville, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown.
This is satellite radio. Welcome to Sirius XM.
Back in 1987, Notre Dame and Michigan State also played at night, but in Notre Dame Stadium. Tim Brown returned 2 punts for touchdowns in the 31-8 Irish win, a performance even he believes probably won him the 1987 Heisman Trophy.
Notre Dame is number 1.
Notre Dame with a miracle win as
He's going in. Notre Dame has scored.
The week before versus Michigan, we had come close on a couple of punt returns and really felt as if we had a good chance during the course of a year breaking out one. But really, that's all we were looking for. We were looking for one. And in the Michigan State game, you get what every punt returner wants, and that is a high, long punt that sort of out kicks the coverage. And when I looked up, I had plenty of room to run, and my guys just did an incredible job. I mean, it was probably one of the easiest punt returns I've ever had.
Brown at the 30-yard line, cuts to the right, looking for a block. Tries to cut to the outside, cuts inside, 35, he's at the 40, he's at the 45, 50, down the sideline at the 40, he's at the 30, one man to beat, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Irish! Timmy Brown, 70 yards!
The second one was a little unique because I was still tired from the first punt return. I was on the bench with oxygen mask on my face, and so I told the Big George, I said, "Hey man, you gotta block this because I'm still out of breath." And so it was actually a block. When you look at the punt return, you would see I had no blocking.
High spiral, drifting back Brown. Brown to the 34, to the 35, cuts up field, gets to the 40, 45, he has the 50, down to the 40, 35, 30, one man to beat, down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown again, Timmy Brown.
I come up and field the ball, and literally all I want to do is run out of bounds. And instead of the guy chasing me out of bounds, he tries to cut me off. And when he cut me off, it made me cut upfield instinctively. And when I did, because all my guys went to block, all my guys were coming back at me, and it was me and the punter, in front of me. So I wasn't worried about anybody catching me from behind because I knew my guys were coming back to pick guys off. So all I had to do was literally beat the punter, and I would be in the end zone again. And I have a thing with returning punts. If the punter touches you, then there's something wrong with you. You shouldn't be returning punt returns. But so, and I tell people, I probably won the Heisman on that play. And that's a play that wasn't supposed to happen. So that just shows you how things goes in life.
Don't forget, a new 125 years of Notre Dame football moment is posted every day this season on UND.com. Notre Dame again needed some big plays to beat Michigan State this past weekend, and one of the biggest was turned in by George Atkinson III. That 32-yard run that set up Notre Dame's second score. Now we see how GA3 handles the misdirection of my questions in this week's 60-second drill. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie gotta be Any Given Sunday.
Player on the team most like you?
Josh Atkinson.
First car you ever drove?
Alexis.
Toughest practice drill?
2-spot.
Favorite Notre Dame tradition?
Play like a champion.
Favorite training table meal?
Tacos.
One player on this team that will surprise Irish fans this year?
Ever Gosen.
If you were a professor, what class would you teach?
PE.
Best nickname on the team and who has it?
Gotta be Big Lou.
Hardest hitter on the team?
Manti.
Best singer on the team?
I gotta give it to Sierra.
Best dancer on the team?
Theo.
Best comedian on the team?
Stockton.
Best comedian on the coaching staff?
Martin.
Player on the team most likely to become a football coach?
Manti.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
Tradition.
George Atkinson III, you've completed 60 seconds at Inside Notre Dame Football. Thank you.
Thank you.
When your chain of supply goes from here to Shanghai, that's logistics. Chips from here, boards from there, track it all through the air, that's logistics. Clearing customs like that, hurry up, no time flat, that's logistics. All new technology UPS brings to me, that's logistics.
I definitely feel like there's a family feeling.
They all know my name.
You're working with somebody who has your best interest at heart.
Pretty much like a brother and sister would take care of their siblings.
You go down to the same branch, you see the same people, you get to know people.
They're just more human.
People are looking to take care of you and not just use you.
I don't know that a bank would have gone to bat for us.
I'm one of their first customers ever, and I'm one of the happiest.
I'm a member.
Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Come home.
I feel very safe with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
When you talk about winning on the road, you've got to get a complete effort. We got a complete effort, and we all know in here we can only get better. We're not even close to where we can be. Now, enjoy this win, but we are now focusing on Michigan.
And today's CBTS Ask Coach Kelly question also focuses on the Wolverines. It comes from Mark Waterstone of Holland, Michigan, who asked, Coach, what's the strategy against the University of Michigan and Denard Robinson this week?
And I think if you look at what he can do, he can beat you if you allow him to throw the ball without any kind of pressure. He's going to be able to throw the ball. You have to be able to run a game plan as if he's a traditional quarterback. Now, that brings into all the other phases, and that is option and things of that nature. But I think you got to treat him like a quarterback. And if you just say, well, he's a runner, he's going to beat you, throwing the ball. If you say he can't run, he'll beat you that way. So you really have to balance up defensively. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you got to put some points on the board because you know they're going to score with the offense they have.
This week's game between the 11th ranked Irish and 18th ranked Wolverines is being compared to last year's Notre Dame Stadium night game against USC. The Irish learned a lot in that contest.
But we did learn that in big games, you got to bring your A game like you did against Michigan State. They're going to have to bring that against Michigan. And so, different team, different dynamics. We'll work hard this week and keeping our guys focused on the task at hand. It's Michigan. I mean, how do you not get up for Michigan?
Of course, we'll have all the highlights and coaches' analysis of the outcome of the 40th showdown between Notre Dame and Michigan on the next edition of Inside Notre Dame Football. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish. Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly has been brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Adidas, Gatorade, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Sprint, and Xerox. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Bank of America, CBTS, Xfinity from Comcast, Mazda, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.